The Queen's eyes filled with tears. Because I still wore the necklace she gave me as a child, Eli Mercer stepped off the shuttle ramp, the silver necklace catching the harsh glare of palace floodlights. Cameras swiveled from the battlements above, lenses whirring like hungry insects. 2 Veyran guards blocked his path, their iridescent scales rippling under ceremonial armor. The taller one thrust a clawed hand forward. "Envoy Mercer, surrender all foreign talismans at the gate." Palace edict. Eli kept walking, boots echoing on the stone. The necklace, a delicate chain with a crystal ward pendant, lay open against his collar.
"This isn't foreign."
It's warded by Queen Sayari herself. Custom demands her direct order to remove it. The guards exchanged glances, frills flaring along their necks. "High Minister Varn's decree supersedes customs," the second growled. "Remove it now or we will." Eli stopped 3 paces away. His hand stayed at his side. Captain Juno Hale tensed behind him, her security team fanning out in crisp formation. She muttered low, "Eli, we've got options." "Not yet." Eli met the lead guard's golden eyes. "The warding right binds ward to protect her. Break it without her word and you invite the old curses. Check your archives if you doubt." Frills quivered. The taller guard lunged, claws snatching for the chain. Eli didn't flinch. His stance held steady, shoulders square, gaze locked. The claw stopped an inch from his throat, trembling. A sharp hiss escaped the guard. He yanked back as if burned. Insolent soft skin. "You'll answer to the High Minister. Take me to him then." Eli stepped forward again. "Or to the Queen." Boots scraped. Hale's voice cut through. Calm steel. "Escorts rerouting. Service corridor. Now, avoid the cameras." The guards hesitated. Hale signaled her team. 4 humans in unmarked gray tack vests. They moved like a wave, flanking Eli without a word. One guard barked into a comm, but Hale was already keying an override on the side gate panel. It hissed open. "Move," Hale ordered. Eli followed her lead, necklace still gleaming. The service corridor swallowed them. Dim conduits humming, steam vents hissing from recyclers. Veyran engineering, flawless efficiency, every pipe a lesson in precision. Hale glanced back. That was ballsy. They almost tagged you for treason right there. Custom held. Eli touched the pendant lightly. 20 years ago. A stranded human kid on Veyra Prime, Queen Sayari, not yet crowned, had draped this around his neck during a storm raid. "Ward of the air," she'd whispered. He'd promised to stand by her always. Earth politics called him diplomat now, but the chain didn't lie. Footsteps echoed ahead. A side door irised open. Archivist Talan Se waited, robes whispering over the grates. The old Veyron scales had dulled to pearl, but his eyes burned sharp. "Envoy Mercer." "This way, quickly." Eli nodded. Talan Se, "The records?" "Verified." The archivist waved them into a vaulted chamber lined with glowing data crystals. Hollow displays flickered to life. The necklace, forged in the Queen's juvenile moult, etched with her personal ward rune. No forgery matches. Minister Varn's edict claiming it treasonous contaminant? Fabricated. I cross-checked the seals myself. Hale posted guards at the doors. Timeline? Coup signatures everywhere. Talanse tapped a crystal. A web of names bloomed. Court allies shifting to Varn. He moves tonight. Claims the Queen's human taint weakens the throne. Forged orders isolate her in the spire. Eli's jaw tightened. Goal clear. Reach Sayari before Varn's guards did. Path to the royal wing? Talanse projected a schematic. Service lifts snaked upward, bypassing main halls. Coded to my authority. But Varn's loyalists patrol the mid-levels. Hale studied it. We punch through. Eli, you lead talks. My team's got the muscle. Agreed. Eli memorized the route. Humans excelled at improv. Veyrons at layered defenses. Together, they'd thread the needle. Alarms whooped faintly through the vents. Talanse's frills flattened. They know you're inside. Go. Eli bolted for the lift. Doors sealed behind them with a pneumatic sigh. The car rocketed upward, gravity compensators humming. Hale checked her sidearm. Non-lethal stunners, per protocol. Queen's signal? Weak, Eli said. Jammed, but she's fighting it. Lift dinged. Doors parted to chaos. Veyran soldiers in Varn's colors swarmed a junction, plasma lances charging blue. Hale's team flowed out, Suppressors barking, stun pulses dropped the front rank. Eli vaulted a fallen form, necklace swinging. Envoy! A soldier lunged at him, lance humming. Eli sidestepped, grabbed the haft, twisted. Veyron's strength met human leverage. The soldier hit the deck, stunned by his own weapon's feedback. Hale covered him. Nice. Keep moving. They cleared the junction. Eli's breath came steady. No superhuman feats, just training. Focus. Veyron stared as he rose, the ward crystal pulsing faintly, as if alive. Corridors narrowed. Talon Say overrode a final hatch. Spire access. She's here. The chamber beyond. Opulent, but trashed. Queen Sayeri stood at the throne dais, flanked by 2 loyalists. Her scales shimmered royal indigo, crown frills erect despite the strain. Chains, energy binders, glowed at her wrists. Eli, her voice resonated, deep and resonant. You wore it. Promised I would. He crossed the room in 5 strides. Varn's guards burst in behind. 6, lances raised. High Minister Kethvarn slithered from a side alcove, robes billowing. His scales gleamed oily green. Treason. The human invades with killers. Seize them! Sayeri's eyes locked on the necklace. Stand down, Keth. The ward proves his oath. Lies, Varn snarled. Earth's puppet here to poison our line. Eli stepped between them. Check the archives, Minister. Talon Say has the seals. Talon Say activated his portable hollow. Forged edicts shattered under scrutiny. Timestamps mismatched. Runes inverted. Varn's frills spasmed. Archivist, you betray. Truth betrays you. Sayeri flexed. Binders sparked, cracking under her disciplined pull. Veyron's prized control. She embodied it. Loyalists surged, disarming Varn's men. Hale's team zip-tied the rest. Clean. Efficient. Varn spat. The court will see this. Eli unclasped the necklace, held it out. Your move, Sayeri. Ward or no. She took it. Claws brushed his skin. Gentle. Draped it back around his neck, always. Varn lunged. Eli caught his arm, twisted down. Hale stunned him cold. Silence fell. Sayeri's gaze softened, frills relaxing. You came alone against my court. Not alone. Eli glanced at Hale, who nodded. Talon Say bowed. Family sticks. She touched the crystal. It warmed. Earth promise outshines treaties. Alarms blared anew. Reinforcements. Hale grinned. Round 2. Eli drew his stunner. Let's end this. Sayeri raised her voice. To me, loyal Vera. Doors buckled under loyalist charges. Varn's plot crumbled. But in the shadows, a comm unit blinked on Varn's belt. Off-world signal. Eli's gut twisted. Bigger players watched. Hale kicked it silent. Later, Queen first. They formed up. Eli at Sayeri's side. Necklace binding old oath to new fight. The spire shook. Varn's final gambit roared closer. Doors buckled inward with a screech of tortured metal. Armored Veyrans poured through. Plasma lances leveled. Frills flared in battle rage. Varn's elite guard, 20 strong, markings of the outer ministries. Eli raised his stunner. Hale, left flank. Talon records to Sayeri. Captain Juno Hale snapped her rifle up. On it, her team fanned out, boots thudding on polished stone. Human precision met Veyron fury. Queen Sayeri gripped her scepter. Its hidden blade extended. Hold the throne, dais. Her voice cut through the roar. Frills steady despite the chaos. Eli fired first. A stun bolt dropped the lead invader mid-charge. He sidestepped a lance sweep, felt the heat singe his sleeve. Veyron's prized fluid grace. Humans endured. Loyalists rallied behind Sayeri's call. They clashed with Varn's men in a whirlwind of claws and staffs. Talon Say clutched a data slate, dodging to the Queen's side. Majesty, the communist logs. Varn sold throne secrets. Sayeri's eyes narrowed. Broadcast it. Talon Say tapped the slate. Hollow projections flared across the hall. Timestamps encrypted bursts to enemy space. Gasps rippled through fighters on both sides. A burly Veyron sergeant hesitated, lance dipping. Treason? Varn zip-tied on the floor, snarled. Lies. The human poisons you. Eli vaulted the dais railing, stunner barking. 2 more down. He landed beside Hale, who ziplined a grenade that blanketed 3 foes in suppressor foam. Clear shot, Eli. Queen pinned. Sayeri parried a strike, her blade singing. She moved like liquid steel, every Veyron form perfect. But numbers pressed. A lance grazed her arm. Violet blood welled. Ellie's gut clenched. He charged through the melee, shoulder-checking a guard into the wall. Sayri. His hand found hers. Human grip. Firm, she twisted free, countering with lethal poise. Hale's voice crackled in his earpiece. Eli, heavies incoming. Spire base breach. We hold 30 seconds max. The necklace bounced against Eli's chest, crystal humming with each step. Childhood promise, Ward's oath. It had survived crash landing, diplomatic ice. Now this. Varn's lieutenant bellowed, rallying his men. For the true order, the outsider dies. Eli spun, stunner emptying into the cluster. Clicks. Dry. He dropped it, drew his vibro knife. Human close quarters. Dirty, effective. He slashed tendons, drove elbows into frill joints. Veyrons reeled. Their elegance cracked against raw grit. Sayri fought to his side, her claws raked an attacker's face. Eli! Behind! He ducked. Her scepter impaled the foe. They backed to the dais together, breath sinking. Loyalists gained ground, swayed by Talansay's broadcast. Varn's men faltered, some dropping weapons, but the spire trembled again. Deeper rumble, elevators grinding up from the base, heavies. Hale appeared, rifle slung, elevators locked. Foam buys time. Evac route? Sayuri shook her head. No flight. Veyra stands. Her frills quivered, first crack since the necklace reveal. Eli touched the crystal. It warmed under his fingers. Your gift. My word, we end it here. Varn laughed from the floor. The signal sent. Krell fleets inbound. Your bond dooms her. Talansay knelt by the communist, slate whirring. Decryption complete. Proof. Varn's pact seeds the outer rims. Sayuri strode to Varn, blade at his throat. Speak your last. He spat. The court knows your weakness. The human pet. Eli stepped forward. Not pet. Ward. He unclasped the necklace again, held it high. Hololight caught the crystal's facets. Veyron runes etched by child claws, 20 cycles ago. Sayeri's promise sheltered me. Mine returned her to throne. Murmurs spread. Fighters paused. Veyran's revered oaths, crystals bound bloodlines. The lead loyalist, a scarred captain, lowered his staff. The ward's chain. Forged in the queen's nest? Talansay nodded. Archival match. Eli Mercer sheltered post-equinox wreck. Bond predates treaties. Sayeri's gaze met Eli's, softened. He wears it still. Varn's men wavered. One threw down his lance, then 2 more, chain reaction. Elevator doors hissed open below. Thuds of powered armor. Heavies, Varn's final card. Krell augmented brutes, pale primed charges. Blow the shaft? Eli shook his head. Show them. He reactivated the slate broadcast, full chamber view. Varn's treachery looped. The heavies stormed in. Plasma cannons whining, but they halted. Watched the hollow. Frills drooped. Their commander growled. High Minister? Traitor? Sayeri raised her voice. Veyra, honor the old oaths. The crystal endures. The commander knelt. Majesty. His men followed, weapons powering down. Varn thrashed. Idiots! The Krell. Hale stunned him silent. Again, silence blanketed the hall. Loyalists secured the rest. Talanso sealed the records. Eli exhaled. Sayeri turned to him, claws gentle on the necklace. She clasped it back around his neck, warmth spread, crystal pulsing. You came alone, she murmured, frills relaxed fully. Not alone. Eli glanced at Hale, who saluted crisply. Talansay bowed, family. Sayeri's laugh, rare, like distant thunder. Earth family outshine stars. Alarms died, med drones hummed in, tending wounds. The court reformed, eyes on the dais. But Eli's earpiece buzzed. Hale's whisper. Eli. Krell signal confirmed. Fleet shadows the system. Varn's gambit bought them time. Sayeri overheard, frills tensing. Then we prepare. Together, Eli nodded. The necklace gleamed. Promise unbroken. Captain Hale sealed the throne hall doors with a final weld. Perimeter secure. Human shuttle prepped topside, but Veyron fleet mobilizes. Queen Sayeri paced the dais, scepter retracted, her wound bound, violet stains fading under meaty gel. They come for the rims. Varn's price. Eli leaned against a pillar, stunner recharged. Adrenaline ebbed, fatigue gnawed, but the crystal's warmth steadied him. Earth promised aid. Article 7. Cultural bonds trigger defense pacts. Talanse cross-checked slates, confirmed. Your necklace registers as pre-treaty relic. Legally binding. High Minister Varn slumped in stasis cuffs nearby, monitored by guards. His plot exposed, but the off-world ripple lingered. Sayeri halted before Eli. You risked all. Why? He met her gaze. Those luminous eyes. Frills subtle now. Ward to Queen. Promise. She touched the crystal. It flared brighter. Veyron Tech sympathetic resonance, linking heartbeats across years. Hale snorted. Diplomacy's overrated. Action talks. Doors hissed. Aides entered, bowing low. Majesty, Outer Ministries pledge fleets. The ward's proof sways them. Sayeri nodded. Assemble council. Broadcast the crystal's tale. Eli straightened. Bigger fight loomed. Krell Concord. Xenophobes hungry for Veyra's hyperlane tech. Hale clapped his shoulder. You lead point? Always. Eli grinned. Human humble, ready. Sayeri's claw brushed his hand. Family fights. The spire steadied, but sensors pinged. Krell Vanguard scouts breaching Atmo. Hale checked her rifle. Round 3. Eli drew his weapon. Crystal hummed approval. Council chamber thrummed with urgency. Holomaps swirled. Krell dreadnoughts massing at the jump point. Eli stood at Sayeri's right. Necklace prominent. Ministers filed in. Frills neutral. Testing wins. High Archon Lyra, Eli burst through the archive vault doors. Necklace glinting under the dim glow orbs. Archivist Talanse. The original record. Sayeri's issuance of this crystal to her human ward. Now. Talanse's frills twitched. Multiple eyes blinking in sync. The elderly Veyron scholar clutched a data slate. Robes whispering as he turned. Envoy Mercer, old entry. The Queen's juvenile archives are sealed, even for wards. Eli tapped the crystal against his chest. It pulsed warm. This isn't a request. It's proof against Varn's coup. He's twisting our bond into treason. Talanse hesitated, claws clicking. High Minister's orders flood the channels. But your relic resonates true. Follow. They hurried down crystal-lined corridors, Hale shadowing with rifle low. Her boots thudded soft on the polished floors. Clerks inbound, Eli. Tight formation, Eli nodded. Practical. Hale's team moved like shadows. Human efficiency in alien halls. 2 court clerks blocked the juvenile archive hatch. Scaled hides gleamed, frills flared aggressive. The taller one thrust a sealed tube forward. Halt. Royal decree from Queen Sayeri. Access denied. The human's trinket is fabricated. Threat to the throne. Eli snatched the tube, unrolled the parchment. Royal seal shimmered. Sayeri's crest, wax intact, but the date code etched in microglyphs. His eyes locked on it, off by 3 cycles. Veyron calendars inscribed lunar phases. This skipped a harvest moon. Fake. Eli's voice cut flat. He held it up. Date code mismatch. Lunar phase inverted. Queen seal from last cycle, but courier stamp today. Sloppy forgery. Clerks froze. Frills collapsed. Impossible. Direct from. Hale's rifle snapped up. Couriers detained. Now. Her team swarmed. The shorter clerk bolted. Juno's boot hooked his ankle. He sprawled. Run that, Hale growled into comms. Stasis cuffs. Talanse's eyes widened. Human sight. You parsed the code in seconds? Our scholars train cycles for that. Eli shrugged, pocketing the fake seal. Earth audit training. Dates don't lie. Humans spotted patterns. Veyrans wove them into lore. Balance. The courier, a wiry aide in Varn's livery, struggled in cuffs. Hale dragged him forward. Talk. Who stamped this? High Minister. He said the Queen ordered it. Bond's a trick. Earth spies. Eli leaned in. Sayri sheltered me as a kid, stranded on Vera. Gave me this. Crystal flared under questioning lights. Promise, not politics. Talense waved a claw. Hatch hissed open, hidden juvenile archive. Dust motes danced in hollow glow, juveniles only. Pre-corroration seals, Slate's word. Talense pulled a crystal duplicate, hollow bloomed, young Sayeri, frills playful, signing the ward bond doc. Her claw mark exact, lunar code pristine, authenticated. Issued Cycle 47, post-crash. Eli Mercer, human orphan. Queen's first decree. Eli's throat tightened. Kid him, wide-eyed, accepting the necklace. Sayeri's claw gentle on his shoulder. Family then, Hale snorted. Gold, Barnes cooked. Guards hauled the courier away. Talense sealed the archive. This sways the court. But Varn controls the spire feeds. Eli gripped the crystal. Then we take it to Sayeri. Direct. They stormed the throne antechamber. Varn waited, flanked by loyalists, his frills curled smug. Envoy, archives off limits. Queen's wisdom prevails. Eli thrust the holoslate. Your forgery doesn't. Juvenile record. Sayeri's signature. Bonds real. Varn's eyes narrowed. Pre-treaty relics hold no weight. Produce the Queen's current seal revoking it. A loyalist unrolled another tube. Identical seal. Here. Fresh decree. Eli glanced. Same mismatch. Harvest Moon flipped. Fake, again. Your micro-etchers calibrated wrong. Court gasped. Varn's frill spasmed. Lies. Humans deceive. Hale's team cuffed him mid-snarl. Stasis. Quiet. Sayeri swept in, robes flowing. Her luminous eyes fixed on Eli. Frills softened. Ward. You unearthed truth. Eli bowed slight. Offered the crystal. Promise held. She touched it. Resonance hummed. Heartbeats sinking across decades. Veyran tech. Binding oaths. Loyalty louder than treaties. Guards dragged Varn out. Spire alarms quieted. But Hale's comms crackled. Li. Outer scans. Krell scouts. Breaching Atno. Varn's plot rippled off-world. Xenophobes smell blood. Sayeri straightened. Disciplined monarch returned. Council, now. Council chamber thrummed. Hollow maps swirled. Krell dreadnoughts massing at the jump point. Ministers filed in, frills neutral. Testing winds. High Archon Lyra entered last, her ancient scales scarred from old wars. Eyes locked on Eli's necklace. Envoy Mercer, Lyra rasped. Varn's fall echoes, but Krell demand Veyra's hyperlane codes. Claim our queen's human taint voids pacts. Eli stood firm at Sayeri's right, crystal prominent, Article 7. Cultural bonds triggered defense. This necklace, pre-treaty, legally binds Earth fleets. Ministers murmured. Frills flickered doubt. Sayeri raised a claw. Proof? Talense activated the holo, young Sayeri signing. Resonance flared, crystal echoed it live. Lyra leaned close. Human relic, pulses with her essence. Extraordinary. Hale checked her rifle. Earth strike teams en route. Low drama insertion. Your hyperlanes guide. Our kinetics punch. A minister scoffed. Human weapons? Primitive bursts. Eli grinned, humble, tested on Krell hulls. We adapt. Sayeri nodded. Collaboration. Veyra shields warp. Earth fire breaches. Sensors pinged sharper. Krell vanguard dropped cloaks. Fighters swarming. Hale clapped Ella's shoulder. Point. Mercer. Always. He drew sidearm. Crystal hummed approval. Lyra's frills rose. The ward fights. Pledge fleets. Council roared assent. Doors sealed. Battlefeeds bloomed. Sayeri's claw brushed Eli's hand.
Subtle. Family endures.
Krell lead ship hailed. Booming voice. Surrender hyperlanes. Human puppets fall. Eli keyed response. Promise stands. Earth answers. Missiles launched. Vira point defenses warped them aside. Hale's team fired. Human rounds cracked shields. Sayeri watched Eli, pride in her gaze. Bond proved, but led ship, charged ram. Hyperlane flare incoming. Hale barked. Extraction vector. Eli aimed true. Crystal guided his shot. Resonance pierced navcore, Krell ship listed. Exploded silent. Cheers erupted, ministers bowed, human precision with Veyron heart. Sayeri touched the crystal again. Loyalty wins. Dreadnoughts retreated, jump point cleared. Eli exhaled, fatigue hit. But promise held, politics bent. Hale smirked. Round 3? Krell main fleet masses. Sensors confirmed. Bigger storm brewed. Sayeri's eyes met his, together. Eli nodded, ward to Queen. Family fought on. Eli gripped the invitation crystal, its facets warm against his palm. He nodded to the attendant. Tell High Minister Varn I'll attend the cultural tea. Now. The Veyron courtier blinked frills in surprise. Envoy Mercer, the fleet battle just ended. Rest. Politics waits for no one. Eli slipped the crystal necklace, Ceri's childhood gift, beneath his collar. It hummed faint approval. Lead on. Hale fell in step behind him, sidearm holstered but loose. Low profile, sir. Varn's pushing isolation after your Krell kill shot. Thinks you're too close to the Queen. Eli kept pace through gleaming palace corridors. Bioluminescent vines pulsed along walls, casting sapphire glows. That's why I'm going. Show the bonds no trick. They entered the tea chamber. Arched windows overlooked Vira's orbital docks, where repair drones swarmed Sayeri's dreadnoughts. Courtiers clustered around low tables, steam rising from ornate trays. Queen Sayeri sat central, regal in silvered scales, her 4 arms folded with disciplined poise. High Minister Keth Varn hovered near, his crimson frills flared dominant. Varn's eyes locked on Eli. Human envoy graces us. Bold after human precision scattered the Krell vanguard. Subtle nod. Broad ease. Subtle nod. Trust. Eli bowed minimal, human style, honor to share tea, earth custom, break bread, or sip, after battle. Servants glided forward, trays balanced on tailtips, delicate cups steamed with amber nectar. Varn gestured grand. Veyron unity brew, strengthens alliances. Eli's instincts prickled. Varn's smile too sharp. He accepted a cup, smiling back, raised it high. Courtiers mirrored. Sayeri's eyes narrowed fraction. Quietly, Ellie palmed a field test strip from his cuff. Human field kit, standard for envoy runs, slipped it into the cup's rim, submerged unseen under raised arm. Strip bloomed red instant. Toxin. Eli's smile held. To loyalty. He lowered the cup untouched, set it deliberate on the tray. But first, test. Gasps rippled. Varn's frills stiffened. What human slight? Eli held up the strip, red vivid. Earth field chemstrip, nerve agent, lethal to Veyrans in micrograms. Hits humans slower, we adapt. Sayeri surged upright, 2 arms signaling. Secure the tray. Captain Hale moved like lightning. Cover. She yanked Eli left, shoved the Queen's attendant, Lyra, right behind a glyph-carved pillar. Her team fanned out, kinetics drawn low. Palace medics, now! Medics burst in, tails lashing. They snatched the tray, scanners whirring. Chaos froze courtiers mid-sip. Varn barked. False alarm. Human paranoia poisons trust. Eli stepped forward. Voice steel. Chain of custody. Every servant who touched that brew. From leaf to cup. Names. Paths. Witnesses. Courtiers murmured. Sayeri's claws clicked approval. Envoy speaks truth. Minister Varn, comply. Varn hesitated, eyes darting. Unnecessary drama. Necessary. Eli pointed. That servant there. Frills damp. Sent off. Handed the toxin tray direct from your antechamber? The accused quivered. High Minister ordered special blend. Varn slashed air. Lies. Forged accusation. Hale's voice cut through. Mercer, we've got movement. Palace guards loyal to Varn massing outer hall. Eli nodded fraction. Kept eyes on Varn. Call Archivist Talensay. Verify the tray's origin logs. Crystal records don't lie. Sayeri signaled attendant. Fetch Talensay. Immediately. Minutes stretched. Tension thickened air. Nectar steam souring. Lyra peeked from cover, frills trembling. Eliwood, you saw? Promised to protect. Eli touched necklace hidden. Hum steadied him. Doors hissed. Archivist Talensay entered. Data slates clutched in mid-arms. Wizened scales. Eyes sharp. Queen Sayeri. Logs queried. Varn sneered. Scholarly delay. Talonsay projected hollow. Servant paths glowing. Tray originated Varn's private stores. Forged queen seal on the chem vial. Toxin. Banned Krell Neurogel. Servant confessed under scan. Your orders, Minister. Frame the human bond as poisoned influence. Courtiers hissed outrage. Varn recoiled. Treachery. Cyree rose full height. Voice thunder. High Minister Keth Varn, you stand accused. Guards, detain. Palace enforcers swarmed. Varn thrashed. Frills collapsing. The human puppet whispers. Treason is hers. Sheltering earth rabble. Eli stood firm. No puppet. Ward's promise. She saved me stranded. I wear her gift. He drew the crystal necklace free. Let it gleam. Binding. Real. Talonsay nodded. Verified. Childhood gift. Logged pre-ascension. Pure Varen oath crystal. Resonates only to true kin. Cyrie's claw brushed Ellie's shoulder. Warm. Loyalty proven. Louder than treaties. Courtiers bowed low. Cheers swelled. Hale holstered. Smirked at Eli. Clean extract. Varn's coup crumbles. But sensors in Eli's wristcom buzzed. Hale glanced. Krell main fleet jumps in system. No retreat this time. Sayeri's eyes hardened. Council convenes. Human envoy. Stand with us? Eli clasped her claw. Necklace hummed fierce. Promise stands. Earth answers. Varn snarled from custody. You'll fall. Human trick. A guard silenced him. Lyra approached. Frills blooming gratitude. Family fights. Eli grinned. Bigger storm brewed, but bond held. Palace alarms wailed sudden. Hollow screens flared. Krell dreadnoughts to cloaking. Weapons hot. Varn laughed mad. Allies! My signal reached them. Sayeri whirled. Betrayal full. Eli. Hale drew. Extraction or fight? Eli aimed at the nearest window viewport. Krell boarding pods incoming. Fight. Together. Necklace pulsed. Crystal guided true. War renewed. Palace lights died. Eli's hand shot to Cyrie's arm. Darkness swallowed the throne wing. Emergency glow strips flickered once, then failed. Shouts erupted from courtiers. Krell boarding pods slammed hulls outside. Thuds vibrating stone floors. Move! Eli yanked her claw. Necklace crystal warmed against his chest, pulsing rhythm. Garden path. Now. Sayeri hesitated. Frills rigid. Throne stands. My people. Your people need their queen alive. Alarms screamed. Alarms screamed. Distant blasts rocked walls. Varn's mad laugh cut short under guard boot, but his agents lurked. Eli knew it. She nodded sharp. Claws gripped his sleeve. They bolted from dais, courtiers scattering. Hale covered rear. Pistol sweeping shadows. Eli's lead, decoys inbound. Eli led down side arch. Memory-guided, child-sized paths she showed him years ago. Stranded orphan under her wing. Vines choked overgrowth now, but gaps hid them. Boots crunched gravel. Sayeri's breath hissed close. Trust in silence. First patrol swept main hall. Krell warriors? No. Varn's loyalists. Frills spiked. Blades drawn. They clanked past 20 meters off. Eli pressed Sayeri flat against mossy wall. Heart hammered. He counted breaths. 3, 2. Guards passed. Clear. Blackout cycles, Ellie whispered. Every 7 minutes. Palace grid overloads on invasion surge. Saw it in Sims. Sayeri's eyes gleamed faint biolume. You mapped my home. Promised to protect it. Necklace hummed approval. They pushed garden trail. Thorny branches snagged Eli's uniform. Sayeri sliced them effortless with claw tip. Alien grace complemented his grit. Human stubbornness pushed forward. Varen precision cleared way. Hale's voice crackled wrist calm. Decoy 1. Fake queen signal throne wing. Drawing heat. Patrol gap at East Arch in 30. Eli glanced skyward. Viewport showed Krell pods cracking open. Armored figures spilled. Hulking. Energy lances glowing. Varn's signal invited them. Coup unfinished. Garden ended at service door. Eli punched override. Old codes from ward days. Hissed open. Inside. Dim corridor to archives. Annex secure. Talonsay buzzed calm. Records sealed. Doors reinforced. Sayeri squeezed Eli's shoulder. Old friend, you remembered. Binding promise. Crystal flared brief. Hale appeared opposite, dragging false trail drone. Planted 2 more. Bots mimic your stride, Majesty. Alarms blind. They slipped in tandem. Hale first, scanning. Eli mid, hand on pistol. Sayuri last, claws ready. Corridor narrowed. Footsteps echoed ahead. Too light for Krell. Varn's agents. Eli raised fist. Halt. 3 figures blocked path. Frilled enforcers, blades out. Palace staff, once. Eli scanned rosters in mind. Years studying Vera Court. Threx, Lirak, Voss. Eli barked names. Stand down. Varn's done. Queen lives. Threx's blade wavered. Human knows us? Old rosters, Ward's privilege. Eli stepped forward, palms up. Empty hands showed trust. Families. Threx, 2 hatchlings in lower spires. Lirak, debt cleared last cycle. Voss, enough. Lirak lunged. Eli sidestepped. Human reflexes snapped. Grabbed wrist. Twisted blade free. Clattered down. Hale fired stun beside him. Voss dropped twitching. Threx backed. Varn promised throne. Sayuri emerged shadow. Voice steel. Varn promised lies. Oath crystal binds true. She tapped Eli's necklace. Glow-bathed corridor. Threx's frills drooped. Blade lowered. The gift real? Belly nodded. Saved me. I save you. Sayuri extended claw. Threx clasped. Mercy. Hale zip-tied Lirak Voss. Bought us seconds. Move. They surged past. Archive annex loomed. Thick doors grinding open. Talinsay waited inside. Hollows flickering emergency power. Inside. Eli shoved Sayuri through. Doors. Sealed. Dim light bloomed. Waves hands fall over the black Karn and that. Stacks of crystal data slabs hummed. Sayuri slumped against console. Frills relaxing fraction. Hale checked seals. Krell breach main levels. Varn's cell breached too. Escaped in chaos. Eli synced wrist cone to palace grid. Mapped live. Red swarms converging throne. Green gaps snaking here. Blackout in 4. We use it. Sayuri straightened. Plan? Archives hold evac tunnels. Talinsay? Roots active? Scholar nodded. Claws flying over controls. 3 paths. Human standard airlocks compatible. Eli grinned faint. Humans built for this. Adapt. Endure. Hale slapped his back. Tight ship. Your call, Eli. Sayuri watched him. Eyes soft. Ward grown protector. Necklace pulsed steady. Eli touched it. Promise kept. Blasts shook walls. Krell close. Talinsay pulled holomap. Tunnel 1 direct dock. Risky. 2. Eli pointed. Garden underpass. Patrol thin. Hale nodded. Decoys reroute now. Sayuri placed claw on map beside his finger. United. They moved as blackout hit. Lights died again. Eli led into tunnel mouth. Dank, echoing drips. Sayuri's biolume guided faint. Hale rear guard. Footfalls behind. Pursuit. Ellie whispered. Faster. Tunnel forked. He chose left. Memory of child games. Sayuri smiled ghost and glow. Krell roars echoed distant. Varn's voice barked orders ahead. No. Trap. Agents waited at junction. 4 this time, blades gleaming. Eli charged first. Jorin, Narale. Names stalled them. Human voice in dark, unsettling. Sayuri flanked, claws flashing. Disarmed 1 clean. Hale stunned 2. Eli grappled 3rd, knee to gut. Human mass advantage. Last fled, clear. Instincts. Hale grunted. Holstering, freaky good. Sayuri dusted claws. Human normal. Extraordinary. Tunnel widened to airlock. Human shuttle beacon pulsed outside. Earth backup Hale called. Pre-chaos. Doors cycled. Cool air rushed, but viewport showed Krell dreadnought looming. Boarding teams massing. Varn burst from side vent. Frills wild. Dagger out. Traitors! Eli spun. Tackled him mid-leap. They crashed. Varn slashed grazed arm. Blood welled. Sayuri roared. Pinned Varn's arm. Crystal neck pulsed hot. Eli's vision sharpened. He wrenched dagger free. Hale cuffed him. Done. Shuttle hatch irised. Pilot waved. Board. Fleet inbound. They piled in. Sayari last. Claw in Eli's. Blood smeared both. Engines thrummed. Shuttle punched free. Vera skies burned. Krell versus Defense Fleet. Earth signatures jumped in system behind. Sayari leaned close. Bond held. Eli clasped necklace. Louder than treaties. Hale smirked. Clean extract. Talansay monitored scans. Krell flagship signal surrender? Varn spat from restraints. Impossible. Sayari ignored. Turned to Eli. Council awaits. Stand? Crystal hummed fierce. Always. Shuttle banked. Bigger war called, but promise endured. Alarms blared anew. Pilot cursed. Ambush drone. Varn's last. Eli gripped harness. Knives in vacuum now. Eli slammed the harness release. The shuttle bucked hard. Red lights strobed. Pilot, evasive left. Now. The pilot yanked the stick. G-forces crushed Eli into his seat. The drone streaked past, plasma bolt grazing the hull. Sparks flew from a console. Captain Hale unstrapped beside him. Shields at 60. Arm countermeasures. Her hand flew over tactical hollows. Flares burst from the shuttle's belly. The drone veered, confused. Queen Sayari gripped her armrests. Claws dug into synth leather. Her frills flattened. Calm under fire. Varn snarled from cuffs in the hold. You can't win. The council's mine. Eli ignored him, grabbed the overhead rail. Talansay. Scans? The archivist hunched over his pad. Drones rigged with court override codes. Varn's signature. Talansay's tail flicked. Broadcast jamming active. But archive annex is clear. 2 minutes out. Hale fired point defense lasers. The drone exploded in a fireball. Debris pinged off the hull. Shuttle steadied. Punch it, Eli said. We end this at the source. Engines roared. The shuttle dove through Vera's burning skies. Krell ships littered the void, Earth frigates mopping up. Palace spires loomed ahead. They skimmed the outer wall, touched down on the annex pad with a screech of brakes. Hatch blew open. Hale led the rush. Eli hauled Varn out by the cuffs. Sayari flanked him. Claws ready. Talansay clutched his data crystal last. Guards at the annex doors hesitated, rifles half raised. Hale's glare pinned them. Stand down. Queen's orders. One guard's frills quivered. Minister Varn commands. Eli shoved Varn forward. He commands nothing. Emergency right invokes. Clear the broadcast chamber. The guards parted. They stormed inside. Archive annex hummed. Rows of glowing data vaults. Hollow projectors dormant. Talansay slapped a panel. Emergency beacon flared to life. Broadcast live in 10. Talansay said. Council chambers linked. All eyes. Sayari nodded, straightened her robes. Blood from Eli's graze still stained her claw. She touched the crystal necklace at his throat. The child's gift. Pulsing faint warmth. Begin. Hollow screens ignited. The full Veyron High Council materialized. Dozens of nobles, frills erect in shock. War feeds played in corners. Krell retreat confirmed. Earth aid sealed the route. High Minister Keth Varn's face dominated the center feed. From his hidden relay. Traitors! The Queen consorts with invaders. Arrest them! Eli stepped into frame. Held up the necklace. Crystal facets caught the light. Inlay patterns swirling like captured nebulae. Council. This isn't invasion. It's law. Murmurs rippled across the hollow. Sayari raised a claw. Emergency right of the first vault. I summon you, under ancient protocol. Archivist Talansay, present the juvenile record. Talansay synced his pad. A hollow bloomed. Faded entry from 20 cycles past. Young Sayari, barely crowned, standing in storm-lashed ruins. A human boy at her side, soaked, defiant. Eli, 12 years old. Gore, stranded envoy ward, Talansay intoned. Sheltered by then Princess Sayari, gift exchanged, crystal with unique inlay. Forged from her claw sheath, etched with ward bond sigils, Eli lifted the necklace higher, tilted it. The pattern matched, swirl for swirl. This bound us. Human promise. Veyron law. Varn's image snarled. Fabrication. Human trick. Authenticated, Talansay cut in. His tail lashed once. Molecular scan confirms. Queen's juvenile claw matrix. No forgery withstands this. Council frills shifted. Whispers grew. One elder leaned forward. The gift bond. Ceri's voice rang clear. I invoke the ancient gift bond law. Clause 7 of the Vault Accords. A ruler's juvenile gift creates protected kin. Blood oath deep. Eli Mercer stands as my kin. Protected. Any strike against him strikes the throne. Gasps echoed. Hollow feeds trembled. Varn's frills flared purple. Rage. Lies. Guards in chambers. Arrest the queen for treason. Seize the human. Annex doors hissed. Footsteps thundered. 8 palace guards burst in. Plasma lances leveled. Hail spun. Pistol drawn. Hold! Eli kept the necklace raised. Crystal hummed hotter. Vision sharpening again. The guards froze mid-step. Eyes darted. To Scieri. To Varn's bound form. To the hollow council watching live. Choose, Scieri said. Voice steel. Gift bond law binds you. Kin protection overrides minister's word. Lead guard's lance wavered. His frills drooped. The accords. Law prevails. Varn thrashed in Eli's grip. Idiots. I command the fleet remnants. Stand down, the guard barked. Lances lowered. They turned on Varn's 2 loyalists in the rear, disarming them swift. Council chamber erupted in cheers. Holo nobles slammed approval clause. Bond upheld. Queen restored. Eli exhaled, lowered the necklace. Sayari's claw brushed his arm. Gentle now. Warmth spread. Trust sealed. Hail holstered. Grinned faint. Clean play. Human instincts meet Veyron law. Talan Se logged the record. Broadcast. Archived. Undeniable. Varn spat. This changes nothing. Krell allies wait. Earth can't. Alarms wailed. Annex shook. External scans flashed on Talanse's pad. Inbound signatures. Not Krell. Worse. Earth Black Ops signatures. Hale said. Unmarked. Demanding landing clearance. Eli's gut tightened. Crystal pulsed warning. Promise endured. But shadows loomed. Scieri met his eyes. Eli clasped the necklace. Always. Shuttle clamps released outside. New players dropped in. Game shifted. Hale checked her sidearm. Perimeter breach imminent. They want Varn. Or us. Guards formed up. Talanse sealed the vault doors. Sayeri drew her ceremonial blade. Defend the bond. Eli nodded. Drew his own knife. Human steel, etched with Veyron swirls. Crystal thrummed in sync. They moved as one. Black Ops lead breached the outer hatch. Powered armor gleamed. Voice boomed over comms. Hand over the minister. Earth Directive Alpha. Eli stepped forward. Necklace aglow. He's Veyron custody. Bond law. Armor paused. Scanners whirred over the crystal. Confirmed. But directive stands. Hale's voice cut sharp. Whose directive? Not fleet command. Static crackled. A new voice. Cold. Familiar from briefings. Earth Senate Fixer. Mercer. Step aside. Varn's intel buys peace. Eli's blood chilled. The graze on his arm burned. Peace, he coops queens. Betrays allies. Scieri growled low. No. Armor advanced. Last warning. Eli raised the necklace. Crystal flared bright. Veyron ward tech interfacing. Holofeed reignited. Council watching again. Earth demands treason. Eli broadcast against gift bond. Council roared outrage. Frills ablaze. Fleet signatures surged. Veyron cruisers inbound. Black Ops hesitated. Lead's visor flickered. Abort. Directives conflict. They retreated. Hatch sealed behind. Silence fell. Scieri sheathed her blade. Clawed Eli's shoulder. Kin gesture. Louder than treaties. Eli smiled. Crystal cooled. Family first. But Talanse's pad pinged. Incoming transmission. Senate seal. Eli's name flagged. Deeper game. Promise tested anew. Hale clapped his back. Instincts held. Freaky good. Guards cheered. Varn slumped. Broken. Council voted unanimous. Bond ratified. Eli named permanent envoy. Kin. Shuttle prepped for palace core. War won. Trust forged. Yet Eli fingered the necklace. Warmth lingered. Earth shadows circled. Sayuri leaned in. Fly with me? Always. They boarded. Engines hummed. Vera heeled below. Bond unbreakable. But console blinked. Encrypted Earth packet. For Eli's eyes only. He cracked it. Words chilled. Bond exposes you. Recall or dis. Captain Juno Hale slammed her palm on the council chamber's command console. Arrest order denied. Right of kin bond supersedes Varn's authority. High Minister Keth Varn's frills flared crimson. Guards hesitated at the chamber doors, claws twitching toward stun lances. Eli Mercer stood firm beside Queen Sayuri, the crystal necklace warm against his chest. Varn's eyes locked on it. His forged path to the throne. Captain Hale, Varn snarled, voice echoing off vaulted crystal walls. Earth command backs me. Treason stains the Queen's line. Hale didn't flinch. Her human frame, armored in sleek black tacksuit, blocked the doors. Right protocol. Bondkin overrides ministerial edict. Eli's ward gift activates Veyron fleet overrides. Check your own feeds. Eli felt Sayuri's claw brush his arm. Steady, regal. Her scales shimmered gold under chamber lights, but tension rippled her frills. Varn's coup hinged on this moment. Paint the human bond as manipulation. Seize power. Eli's fingers grazed the necklace. Childhood promise, not politics. Counselors murmured. Archivist Talansay hunched over a holopad, tendrils flying across keys. Minister Varn. Seals on your orders. Forged. Ink traces to your private forge. And this. Talansay projected a chain schematic. Poison capsule embedded. Activated by Queen's touch. You planned her fall. Gasps rippled. Varn's face paled to ash gray. Lies. Archivist fabrication. Counselors surged forward. Two seized Varn's arms. Detain him, the lead counselor barked. High treason. Varn thrashed. The human twists her. Earth Senate confirms. Eli stepped up. Broadcast it. He tapped his wristcom. Holofeed widened, piping to every Veyron screen. Fleet signatures blinked inbound. Loyal cruisers. Guards hauled Varn away. He spat curses, frills limp. Doors sealed with a hiss. Silence crashed down. Sayuri turned to Eli, her eyes, deep violet pools, fixed on the necklace. She reached out, claws gentle, like reaching for her child again. The stranded boy she'd sheltered years ago, lost on Vera's storms. Eli unclasped it. Crystal hummed, sinking with her touch. He placed it in her scaled palms. Warmth pulsed between them, one heartbeat. Council's eyes widened. Aliens revered the right. Gift returned. Bond renewed. Will you place it back? Eli asked, voice steady, no plea. Just truth. Sayuri's frills softened to azure. She lifted the chain. Claws parted his collar. Crystal settled cool against his skin. My ward. Forever. Council erupted in cheers. Trills blazed every color. Hale grinned, fist bumping a guard. Clean block. Instincts gold, Eli. Talansay bowed. Record sealed. Bond validated. Forged orders purged. Sayuri faced the holofeed. Treaty scroll materialized. Cultural exchange pact. Human tech for Veyron bioshields. She signed with a claw tip. Flourish bold. This bond models our peace. Eli Mercer envoy kin. Permanent. Holofeed broadcast wide. Veyra's capital thrummed with approval. Fleet stood down. War averted. Eli exhaled. Practical diplomat. That's him. Necklace secure. But his comm buzzed. Encrypted Earth packet. For his eyes only. He cracked it in a side alcove. Words scrolled. Bond. Exposes you. Recall or disavow. Senate directive. Varn's intel was bait. Your loyalty tests ours. Chill gripped his gut. Earth shadows. Playing both sides, Sayuri approached. Eli. He pocketed the comm. Family first. She clawed his shoulder. Kin gesture. Fly with me. Palace core awaits. Hale clapped his back. Shuttle prepped. Low drama extract. Your call. Always, Eli said to Sayuri. They boarded. Engines hummed. Vera's spires blurred below. But Eli fingered the necklace. Warmth lingered. Earth circled. Hale's voice cut the shuttle hum. Perimeter clear. Veyron escort locked. Eli nodded from the jump seat. Sayuri sat regal opposite, reviewing treaty hollows. Her presence filled the cabin, scales catching light, frills relaxed for the first time in hours. His comb pinged again. Senate seal. He glanced at Hale. She raised a brow. Eli cracked the follow-up. Disavowal window closing. Varn assets deployed. Protect Queen or Earth Alliance fractures. Bastards. Varn's intel was Senate-fed. Test the bond. See if he'd fold. Sayuri noticed. Shadows? Eli met her gaze. They want me recalled. Bond's too real. Her claw tapped the necklace. Real binds tighter than treaties. Hale snorted. Tell Senate to shove it. We extracted you twice today. Instincts held. Shuttle banked toward Palace Core. Drones swarmed welcoming. But sensors blipped. Ghost signatures. Black Ops echoes. Captain, Eli said. Full scan. Hale's console lit. Negative contacts. But encrypted burst. Varn loyalists? Sayuri growled. Flush them. Council feed patched in. Talance's voice. Minister's vaults raided. Poison caches found. All traced to off-world drops. Human signatures. Eli's jaw tightened. Senate fixers. Hale pivoted. Eli, your play? He stood. Patch me to Fleet Command. Console linked. Veyron Admiral appeared. Frills stern. Envoy kin. Senate recalls a ploy. Varn's backers are mine. Bond proves loyalty. Test it with action. Admiral's eyes narrowed. Then nodded. Right binds us. Coordinates for intercept. Li relayed ghosts. Flush and detain. Interrogate for Earth links. Done, he cut. Sayuri smiled. Fierce, proud. Louder than words. Shuttle docked. Palace guards saluted. Cheers. Echoed halls, but Eli's calm vibrated. Final packet. Recall accepted. Assets inbound. Survive. He crushed it under boot. Necklace warmed. Promise held. Palace core thrummed. Banquet hall overflowed. Counselors, fleet brass. Scholars' crystal chandeliers pulsed with ward tech. Sayuri raised a goblet. To bonds forged in storm, human kin saves thrones. Cheers boomed. Ela stood at her side, necklace gleaming. Hale flanked him, scanning crowds. Tullen C approached, pad in tendrils. Full archive. Necklace origin, your stranding, Queen's shelter. No forgery possible. Eli clasped her claw shoulder. Thanks, archivist. Truth wins. A counselor pulled him aside. Envoy kin, you're calm. Extraordinary. We shatter under less. Practical, Eli said. Promises kept. Sayuri drew him back. Her claw lingered on the necklace. Child's gift returned stronger. One heartbeat. He covered her claw with his hand. Found family. Hale muttered. Ghosts neutralized. Barn sings. Senate names dropped. Eli nodded. Earth game exposed. But console in corner blinked. New transmission. Fleet Admiral. Intercepts confirm. Human Black Ops retreated. Your bond routed them. Sayuri laughed. Rare, melodic. Fly higher, Eli? Always. Council toasted anew. Veyra healed. Trust forged unbreakable. Yet Eli scanned shadows. Senate wouldn't stop. Bond tested eternal. Dawn lit palace spires. Ellie walked gardens with Sayuri. Biolume vines glowed soft. Earth recalls you? She asked. Demands. He touched necklace. I stay. Her frills flared joy. Model for peace. Hale joined. Rifle slung. Perimeter locked. Cultural exchange teams inbound. Earth engineers. Veyron healers. Eli grinned. Collaboration. A drone hummed overhead. Talance's voice. Treaty ratified galaxy-wide. Bond legend begins. Sayuri reached for the necklace again. Claws gentle. Like her child, Eli leaned in. Family first. Promise endured. Louder than any treaty. But horizon flickered. Distant Earth signatures.